Thank you for logging on to the PawCast for the week of Monday, April 1st through Friday the 5th. Hello, I'm Mr. Andrews.
And I'm Miss Pegram.
And here's what's happening on our team this week.
Alrighty, guys. Welcome to another episode of the wonderful PawCast. Next week in ELA, well, before I get into that, I did want to mention that report cards go home April the 9th. So not this upcoming week, but the following week you should be receiving those, April the 9th. All right, next week in ELA, we're going to continue with our Civil War unit, and we're going to continue with our Washington, D.C. discussion. First off, with the Civil War unit, we talked a little bit about the main points of the war and causes of the war, but we're really going to dig deep in that and start formulating a timeline of when events happened, when battles happened, major people that influenced outcomes of the war and how they impacted certain battles and things like that. So we'll be digging a little bit deeper into that, and we'll also be talking about our final research project for our Civil War unit, which is where the students will work in a group or a pair, and they will have to design a board of a important figure from the Civil War era. Doesn't specifically have to be a soldier or anything like that, but however it could be just someone from that era that had a significant impact in the Civil War of some capacity. So we'll explain that a little more in future podcasts coming up, but we are going to introduce that next week. Also, with the Washington, D.C. information, we'll really start to get into that this week. We talked about it a little bit last week. We had some question and answer sessions, but next week we're going to start going over our itinerary. Even for the students that aren't going, they're going to get to learn all about the monuments that we see, all about the places that we visit, and really dig deep into that. So really looking forward to that next week.
During the math portion of our school day this coming week, we'll continue investigating how to find volume of rectangular prisms, especially composed figures, on Monday and Tuesday. We'll have an assessment coming up by the middle portion of the week, maybe Wednesday or Thursday. In science, we continue working with the ecosystems. Students are reminded each and every night to complete that day's portion of the lesson outline and to continue studying the lesson vocabulary so far. Things like ecosystem, ecology, abiotic, biotic factors, those are ones that we've done so far. And we'll continue to add to that each and every day. Look for an assessment maybe by the end of this coming week. Let's all have a great week.